to another inspiring episode of Career Success. It is the show that brings you one-on-one with exceptional individuals whose journeys inspire and motivate us all. This is the Achievement Channel, and we are reaching you live from our studios at the School of Eloquence here in Lagos. I am Christine Davis, and today we are delving into the world of agriculture and entrepreneurship with a remarkable guest. Joining us is Taiwo Oshinowo, founder, CEO of TMA Farms, an enterprise established in 2016 with the mission to promote food security and reduce hunger in Nigeria. But that's not all. Taiwo is also a certified human resource specialist with a background in industrial relations and personnel management from the University of Lagos. She completed the Road to Growth program by the Creche Blair Foundation for Women, as well as the intensive training in sustainable farming through the Lagos State Agricultural Development Authority. In addition to running her farm, Taiwo is deeply committed to community development. Her Outgrower program trains and empowers women and youth in her community to acquire skills in cassava and tomato processing, helping them become financially independent and contributing to the value chain. We are super thrilled to have her here with us to share her journey and her expertise. Taiwo, you are most welcome to Career Success.
Thank you for having me.
You know, I'm so excited about this interview. I'm so excited about this program. I'm really glad that we have people like you still in Nigeria. As I was saying earlier, I mean, someone looking at you, if I'd seen you before now without your profile, I would have been, okay, who is this, ordinary Nigerian? But reading through your profile and seeing the amount of work you do, I mean, on social media, you are a superwoman. And I really hope that our viewers out there that are watching us would take a thing or two, in short, take so much more out of this conversation that we're going to have. You're most welcome. So let's dive into the conversation, Taiwo.
Okay.
Where did this all start from? Take us to your background from school. What is the history of this?
Well, I would say if anybody told me that I will become a farmer, I would say, come of it. How can I do a farming job? Well, I know that my grandparents, my mom, they were also a farmer. So how will I go back to that profession when I knew that there is no more money in it?
In farming?
In farming, yes. That was my thought then, because I could relate that my grandparents, my parents doing farming, I could see the difference between us and other families, how they are doing so well when it comes to white collar job. So during my school days or after my school, I can never thought of or imagine that I will also go into that profession. So back to your question. When I finished school, and I could say that there was no job, no employment. And my husband came home one night like that. He said, Taiwo, there was a link. They call it Empower. Just open and read through and see what we can do with this instead of just sitting down at home. I said, Empower. What is the benefit? What's the pay? He said, just open and see. I read through. I could see that it's a training that will last for 2 years. And it's in the 4 phases. There is M-Agro, N-Teach, N-Health, and N-Tax. I call myself together that I cannot do N-Agro. Let me do N-Teach. At least if they trained us, I'll be able to teach maybe GSS1, business studies, or social science, or whatever. My husband said, how can you take teacher? Take Agric. I said, Agric. What will I do with Agric? Remember, my mom, my grandfather, they were farmer. So I know what it takes. I can't do it. I stay here in Lagos. No land. So how do you want me to go through that process again? He said, okay, just put in for Agric. I listened to him that year. So 2 years, they taught us so many things in Agric related to poultry, fishery, crops, agribusiness. So it now depends on you if you want to do the whole phases. But I decided to focus on crop production because it's less monitoring, It's giving time for my family, and also I can able to navigate my time, my family, and also for myself. So even if I try to go into poultry, that one is needed at 100% of your time. So I have to focus on crop production. So before I focus on crop production, there is something that came to my mind that my grandfather used to say, when food is out of poverty, then poverty is finished. Then I now relate that if I thought I can start doing like just only tomatoes, vegetables, and some other little things. In fact, even if it is not for sales, for my personal use, if I put all this together, we can live on it. So immediately during the program, I started with a 1 plot of land with cassava plantation. Then before you know it, I started little by little. Then I reached out to all my bosses. In fact, thank God for a fantastic staff in Lagos State Agricultural Development Authority.
Oh, wow.
They really welcome us with all their harms, their experience, their networking. Though everything is not about money, I kept on saying this, it doesn't come in form of monetary value, but what they gave us that time, it's more than giving us cash that, oh, take this. But the knowledge, the networking, the connectivity, it's a top notch. So immediately during that period, in fact, before I started harvesting on my farm, during their networking stuff, they network with other co-farmers, experienced farmers. Walk to them, sir, your produce, how do you do it? How do you go about it? I want to be off-taking from you. Before you know it, I started off-taking from those farmers, off-taking from them. So before my own came out, I was able to gain my ground when it comes to marketing. So by the time my own is out like this, I was able to sell off all my produce. In fact, sometimes I'll start taking from my colleague too that, sir, do you still have this, we have that? Because I have market for it.
Incredible.
So I just told one of my boss, Mrs. Ojo, I kept on, I will never forget her. In any place I am today, I will never forget her. So she will call me, Taiwo, how do you want to go about this? How do you want to do your production? During those times, it wasn't easy, I won't lie to you. Where they deployed us, I could remember during 2016, when the Empower started. I stay in Ikoyi Obalende here. They deployed me to Ekpe. So every day I go from Obalende here to Ekpe for my PPA, place of primary assignments. So we will go there every fortnight. Then they deploy me to, if I don't go to Ekpe, I will go to Ikota to go and see the farmers, disseminate information that have been aggregated by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture through the extension farmers, because we are the extension officers. So we try to have a word to heart to them, how to go about their production. But me, I do not go there as an officer. I go there as a learner. That's it, sir, because they are mamas. Ma, sir, if I want to plant ugu today, how do I go about it? So they will open their mind to tell me the step-by-step procedure on how to plant, on how to nurture, on how to go to the market, even the challenges on the farms. They will try, even the markets, they will relate everything with me, because I do not go there because as a, I know it all.
Wow. Okay, so you know, the attitude that you have even towards learning. Look at me thinking that Empower did not give any success, because I also applied for Empower.
Really?
I think I applied to, but you see, that's the thing about you. My own, when I was applying for Empower, it was to go and get money. Because, you know, they had a stipend of some sort.
You know, I said something the other time that everything is not about money, because the knowledge they impacted. I'm not saying this because I want to credit government, but the knowledge I acquired,
story,
yes, that I acquired, I can say that it's more than the money that they might have offered me that time.
Wow.
Because I'm making as in double of that. You understand?
Viewers, you know, I just want to say we're going to look at the amount of work she does, which also speaks to her attitude. You see her in rice farms with water up to here.
Yes.
You know, navigating through bushes.
That is it.
I mean, but let's take a look at that, and then when we get back, we'll get more insight from her at the studio. You're still watching the Achievement Channel, and this is Career Success. We'll be right back.
Search and search before we could get perfect sites of perfect farmland
for our rice production, because rice need water. There are some stages that rice need water for it to grow well, and if not, everything will just will not grow or germinate. So from the upland side, we have to come here. So these are the water has been helping us to grow our further rice. So over 3 months now, I've been hiding this. I've been doing this. We've been putting hands together for it to be successful, because I would like to is our first production, and we need to be very, very careful with it. We don't know if it's going to be out well, or how do I put this. So we thank God everything came out as we planned, as we expected. Harvest time. What's today? Today is Thursday. I told you to place your order before today. It's harvest time at TMA Farms. You know what? Every Mondays and Thursday remain our harvest day at TMA Farms. Don't mind me, I have to take this. Let me show you. The sweet corn.
Welcome back, and you can see the attitude that she has even on her farm. I've seen you going around harvesting, even eating your sweet corn on your farm. Yeah. So right now, how many farm produces come out of your farm? I've seen gari, I've seen your sweet corn, I've seen your bell peppers, those juicy bell peppers that you have. I've seen, so like, what variety of produce?
Well, we have varieties of produce on our farm, and there is one for the seasonal farming. Then there is one that we always have on a weekly basis. For instance, sweet corn. Sweet corn, we have it every week. We plant every week and we harvest every week.
Every week?
Yes.
You plant
every week and we harvest every week.
Okay.
So it's because we don't want to run at when the customers ask for us, and we kept on telling them that we don't have a produce. So we structure ourselves in the sense that when a customer asks for a corn, we'll be able to deliver anytime. So we harvest twice in a week, Mondays and Thursdays. So that is twice in a week. So, and we have cassava.
I've seen ofada rice as well.
Ofada rice and cassava, they are seasonal produce. We harvest that one once in a year. So once we are in a season right now. So once we in a season, we process. Then once it's off season, that's all. And our gari, we also harvest and process ourselves. There was a time we do sell out to people in industrial companies for internal industrial, for alcohol and the likes. But now we produce our gari ourselves, because we realize that there are a lot of, limited supplies in the market. This makes gari to be highly expensive. So we decided to do processing ourselves. At least everybody can have access to cassava. There was a reason for that, but I don't know, maybe it's another topic for that. What caused the shortage or limited of gari in the market at the moment?
Gari is 4,000 per pint.
It's even more than that
right now,
because in our farm we do strictly gari jebu, and gari jebu is a quality one. You can't compare gari jebu with other gari, and it's expensive in the market.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Let's go back to some of your professional training.
Okay.
I know that you have a media strategy and sustainable farming training. How has that helped you in your success?
I would like to. It has helped a lot, because I can say that when you are in a particular field, if you don't invest in yourself, that means you can never grow. You will just remain. You will think that you are doing better for yourself. Let's look at when I took up a course on marketing and strategy, because remember I said my grandparents were a farmer, and I could see that the growth in them, it's not something that can be boasted of, that I also want to take up this profession.
They were just local farmers.
Thank you. So now when we bring in all these ideas, the creativity, the innovation, it's really bringing this business for the top notch. Even my mom, I forgot to mention that when I told her that I want to go into farming, she was crying that look at the child that I suffered to raise, to train in school with
you
this,
want to go back
and you want to go back to this. You understand? And now if I tell her that I'm not doing a particular crop for this season, it will be the one to be advising me. No, Taiwo, how will you do that? Let's say, okay, it's just that I will be the one to be in charge of this. That kind of thing. So I could say that that training really helped. It helped me to scale up for growth, and that is why you are meeting me here. if I don't do all those training, this and that, definitely achievement might not come to me today to come and see, okay, let's hear from you.
You are a successful farmer. You are.
Thank
Okay, so
you.
let's look at the various organizations that you've worked with. You've worked with Lagos State Agricultural Agency.
Yeah.
You've also worked with a National Homegrown Feeding Program.
Yes.
Tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, it's, you know, as a farmer, they will engage with us to be supplying them all the farm fresh produce directly to the schools, because there was if you remember, okay, I don't know, maybe you know about it, when the government started the homeschool feeding, whereby they engage all farmers to be supplying their produce, because they know that what is coming directly from farm are quality and nutritious compared to something they don't know the basis, or they don't know the foundation where the food is coming from. So related to the Empower program, I was one of the independent monitors whereby they engaged me when I finished my NYM Empower training, because they could select some of the likes-minded that are really top of that training to also engage us to monitor the activities of others beneficiaries coming
like
in. Mentors to them, exactly. So we monitor them when it comes to their training, monitor their activities, their welfare, and also the teachers that taught maybe in the area of NTeach. So it's, like I said, it's a different phases. So like now I go to them, know what their activities is all about, know what they do, know if they are being paid on time, know their records of attendees, whether they are present or not. And if there is any challenges, I bring it on board to discuss it with the right stakeholders.
Wow. So you've moved from Agro, you are now on NTeach. You short, you are everywhere.
Everywhere. Because as their coordinator, because I was the coordinator for Etiosa local government.
The entire local government.
Yeah, entire Etiosa local government. You know, we have 20 local governments in Lagos State.
Yes.
So Etiosa local government, I'm their coordinator then. So I have to move around to see if the program is being monitored, is being coordinated according to the plan from the federal states, because then it was we are working for federal government.
So you were working for the federal government.
Federal government.
Somebody that was looking for a job.
For a job, yes.
And now you have been contracted as a coordinator by the federal government.
Yes, and I also doing my own farming stuff.
Just look at that.
Yes.
You know what? We'll be back after this short break. There's so much more to unpack on this episode of Career Success. I wish we don't even finish, but you know what? Let's take a quick break and we'll be right back.
For us here at the School of Eloquence, our primary focus is on the art of public speaking, because it's a major problem. And public speaking, we must understand, is the raw art of speaker to audience oral communication.
I got a lot more than I actually expected. I have overcome the few years I used to have.
The more you speak, the better you are at speaking.
School of Eloquence is the place you can be, and there's a turnaround. That change you are expecting, you get it there.
Welcome back to Career Success. We still have Taiwo at the studio. This is the Achievement Channel, and we are reaching you live from our School of Eloquence studio right here in Lagos. Taiwo, I will start calling you Minister of Agriculture, because I don't even think the Minister of Agriculture, you know, what I'm saying is that the impact of the work that you are doing is just phenomenal.
Thank you.
I can see that over and over again. So let's look at the Outgrower program. I understand that it focuses heavily on women and youth.
Yeah. And
that, you know, it has to do with agriculture, like also strengthening the food security in Nigeria. Please talk about that.
Well, like I said earlier on, when I started, it's not just about to teach you how to plant alone. It's to teach you how to go about, know the in and outs about the whole industry. From the point of your site selection, to the point of sourcing for your seed, for the point of planting, for the point of marketing. So you have to navigate it all. So I want to, myself as a case study, when I started, I have no idea. In fact, fine, I have the background of farming, but farming not the same. Because the one that we are talking about is about when it comes to modern mechanized farming.
Yes.
We use irrigation on our farm, because you asked me that time that we plant every week and we harvest every week, because with the help of irrigations, this makes us to plant all year round, rain or no rain. We are planting, we are producing, we are giving out produce for our communities so that they would not run or shortage of food. This makes us to be up of our whatever we are doing. So back to your questions. The Empower program is not just a program that anybody can just say, oh, it's meant for national cake. It's not about national cake. If you are the person that is well determined that I want to grow with this, so definitely you will grow. So when it comes to agribusiness, you can decide to go into, even if you don't have a farm of yourself. There are some people among me, like my colleagues, they decide to be in the marketing department, of take from the production, the farmers, because they will tell you that you cannot do it all. You cannot be the producer and be the marketer and also be in the processing. So like my Gary now, I told you I farm my cassava myself. So there should be another department that will take it for me for another processing. Once they finish processing, another people will take it over to do marketing. So, but now, me, I'm doing all the three. I'm the producer, I'm the processor, and I'm also into the marketing. Because I realized that in agribusiness, if you are not into processing, you are not making it big.
Wow.
Yes. I learned that in processing, you get more money in processing than to offtake. It has happened to me in the past whereby one of the offtakers, directly or indirectly, I can say he robbed me.
Okay.
He robbed me. Because when he came to me to buy, to bought tons of cassava from me at the rate of 33,000 naira, I think about 4 or 5 years ago. Yes. So I later get to know that, yes, you can blame me for that I do not do my market research well, which I accepted that I didn't do my market research well. So I later find out that it's selling at the rate of 50,000 naira. And I sold at 33,000 naira. So, well, that is it. But when I now convert it to the processing stage, you could see the double money I will make. So a bag of Gary is selling at the rate of 75,000 naira now. If I'm to sell to you, I might not make up to like 50,000 naira as a tubers. Do you get? So in Empower as a whole, as a farmer, there are a lot of things I've learned, which I also urge every other people that wanted to go into farming to see it as not just I want to plant, to see it as a life, as a survivor.
You know, this story that you just shared right now talks about your challenges, some of the challenges. You have a fantastic success story.
Thank you.
But let's because I know that every successful story has challenges. Because I know that you cannot just, it's not a bed of roses. It can never be. Okay?
Yeah,
so
course.
let's just talk about, for the people that are going through these challenges right now, if you could share, what are those challenges that you had from the beginning?
Let me change my position because the challenges, if I start, we don't have much time. I'll first of all start with land, accessibility of land. First of all, because I've experienced it and I still have some people that is still in that issue at the moment. You see, farming now, there are some lands that we know that is meant for agricultural purposes.
Yes.
It's not really so now. You will see that real estate, I'm sorry because I kept on saying this on my page, that real estate have taken all over the land that is meant for agricultural purposes. Developers, thank you. Because that is number one. My colleague, even me, I've planted on a land of, as in not acres, as in acres, that they just got there and uproot what we have on the land. You don't say? Yes. Uproot everything. That this land has been sold to so. So if you want any agreement, just go and meet them and have the new contract, you know. And those ones cannot wait, so they have to uproot. And that is number one. Number two, laborers. How to get a commitment as in that we see your job as your own. Not to talk of a young lady trying to see something to do for ourselves. Some of them will look at you like, see the ones that is not even older to my last born. You want to order me around to do this. You know, as a young girl growing up or trying to do something, and you are in power or engaging somebody that can be your grandparents as your staff. You know, you don't, sometimes I can say I don't have the control over them. If you ask them to do this, they'll tell you, once she leave like this, they will also leave, they will also find their way. They don't see, that is what I can say when it comes to labors. They do things as they want. You will plant down like this, and before you know it, your co-workers that you are meant, that he or she meant to be on the farm at the time of harvesting or weeding, you will not get them on the farm. Even to see them, it's another problem. Aside that, finance, Yoruba people will say, anybody, any business, it requires money. If you don't have money, you could see that, oh, Taiwo is doing very well. He has everything. But there are sometimes that we need to, maybe I want to diversify. I want to expand. I want to go into some processing. Like this of other rice that we are doing now. I can tell you, a lot of people walk us to me that, come and sell paddy to me, I want to process. But if I look at my pocket that, I don't have enough money to process this, let me sell it out. But if I have money, I'll be able to process to whatever tons of rice I want or I wish to have within this circle. But because of that, we could not fly as in the way we want it. So I can say finance, labor, that is human capital, land, and security.
That's a big one, because I was going to ask you about that. How are you coping with
security? Well, I can say that we have hunters, because I'm a village girl. Yes, I'm a village girl. We have hunters. I have to engage them. Sir, please, if you want to monitor my farm for a certain period of time, and that time, maybe period that, you know, okay, I have to break this down. There is all this Fulani, you know, and there is other thefts that will just burst into your farm and harvest.
Food insecurity now.
I'm telling you.
I understand.
So, and once I just woke up to them that, sir, please, I want you to monitor this this farm for me for a certain period, because maybe when we realize that it's getting to harvest time, so I will have them on the farm to secure that space for me. So if not, before you know it, they will just come into your farm and harvest. They will not just say, it's not just by taking little to just eat.
No, they will harvest the entire
farm. They will harvest. Like, by the time you come back the next day, you just see everywhere cleared
on your behalf.
What is happening? So you get, so now this has been really helpful, that engage some local hunters, pay them at the end of the month. If it is wages, I pay them, then they secure the farm for me. Then when it comes to, though we've not experienced that in my locality where we farm, about Fulani esmen, so God will not let them reach our side.
Amen.
But
Amen.
For that, you know, there is hunger in the land, so we have to protect that by engaging some local farmers to look after the farm for us.
Okay, so very quickly right now, for the future, because right now you've done so well, where do you see TMA Farms in the next 5 years? Just
well, I hope and I wish to see myself like, because now I forgot to tell you that we have a farm store here in Obalende. Okay. So every produce coming from farm comes to store, so that everybody can have access to food. It's not that your farm is far, I cannot come. So I hope to see my farm across the 36 states in Nigeria.
Fantastic.
Yes. So have another branch here in Lagos. We're on island now, mainland, then maybe in Abuja, Port Harcourt, because those are the because we do have a lot of orders from Port Harcourt, Abuja, Benin, in fact some Akwa Ibom, I don't know.
We're going to visit your store.
Thank you.
See. Okay, so very quickly right now, just in a minute, if you could just tell our viewers that are watching you and aspiring to also be farmers, do what you are doing, just in 1 minute. Motivate them, inspire them. What do you have to tell them?
Well, I have to say that whatever they want to do, they should just be focused, be determined. There are a lot of challenges that will arise. You might be hearing from other farmers, maybe your mentors, that, oh, this is what they are facing, but I don't think I have the mind. You can do it. Forget about the challenges. In as much you are determined and you are focused, then, believe me, you will overcome it.
That's it. You've heard it all. You can overcome all of your challenges. We've had a fantastic time with you, Taiwo, at the studio. I really did not want this to end. But that's it for today on the episode Career Success. We've had Taiwo share her amazing work from TMA Farms, showing us that the power of passion, purpose, and community can make a real difference. We hope her story inspires you to pursue your dreams and make bold steps in your careers. Join us next time for more inspiring stories on career success. I'm Christine Davis, and remember, success starts with you. Bye for now.